Hey, you guys, welcome back to Circle Back Friday, where we don't forget, we don't soften, and we damn sure don't hold back. Somebody's letter circled back into my lap, and baby, I brought this attitude with it. Okay, let me get into it. All right, y'all, welcome in. Come on through. Grab a chair, grab a snack, grab whatever emotional support beverage you rely on because today's not a normal Ask a Bee. Today is Circle Back Friday, and your girl is operating at a bold, unapologetic Texas frequency that even my Wi Fi had to adjust to. Let me tell you why. Every week, people send in their stories, right? Their drama, their confessions, their chaos, and their absolute what in the holy hot mess is this situations. And normally we handle it with grace and humor, a little sass, a lot of heart, but Circle Back Friday is different sometimes. Circle Back Friday is when someone says, "Hey, B, remember that letter I wrote? Yeah, about that." And suddenly, I'm not reading a letter, I'm reading season 2 of somebody's sitcom. Now, before we dive in, let me level with you. This week, oh, honey, the energy has been off the charts, okay? The universe, not our iron sharpening iron universe, but the universe. Speaking of, hello, Mexicali. Good to see you. Happy you're here. Okay, so now before we dive into this and um, all the plot twist that has been thrown at me at, I think it was like, it thought it was maybe running a clearance sale, maybe? I don't know. You ever have those weeks where your coffee needs coffee? That was me, like all week. Your girl has just been juggling live streams and shorts, show production, editing, managing multiple universes, dealing with technical glitches of my own, of course, emotional earthquakes in my own world, and still showing up with spurs and chaps on. That's why we do it in Texas, y'all. You know it. Now, that right there is award winning behavior, if you ask me. But it's my behavior, so don't ask me. I'm my worst critic. If you notice a little extra spice today, thank you, Mexicali. I know you know what I'm talking about. Look, I'm not upset. Oh my goodness. If you do notice a little bit of spice today, a little extra fire, a little extra try me and see what happens, just know it's earned. Okay. I'm not upset. I'm not stressed. I'm simply operating with the confidence of a woman who has survived nonsense, rebooted her boundaries, and leveled up my attitude. Okay. Big time. And dogs. Oh my God, dogs. Listen, Beach Storm isn't a brand, okay? But it's what I'm feeling today. It's not really a mood. It's a public service announcement. Let me put it that way. It means I'm going to say what needs to be said. No sugarcoating it here, okay? And probably in a tone it deserves. And with humor, God gave me, so I don't go to jail. Do you feel me? Yeah. Okay, this is Circle Back Friday. I want y'all to settle in and prepare yourselves. Today, we are revisiting a letter that had half this chat clutching their pearls the first time around. I think we got opinions. Okay, we got updates. We got vibes so strong you can smell the drama through my screen, y'all. So welcome, my returning chaos lovers and my brand new brave souls tuning in for the first time. You know, today's show is it's going to be funny. It's going to be spicy, maybe a little unhinged in a loving way, and full of that signature B honesty this universe has come to depend on, I think. Now, um, we're all warmed up, right? Good to see you, Mexicali. I'm glad you're here. I need some smiles today, my goodness. Okay, but now I've got it all warmed up, and B Storm has officially touched down. Yes, that's what the tag on my name means today, because it's one of those days. Let's get into what brought us here today. The letter that wouldn't stay put. I really do wish it would have. All right. But wait, before I want to tell you my story, because I do have a story. We always have a story first, because it's crazy if we don't, because I just got to get in that frame of mind, right? Crazy mess. So I need to take a moment and pull you into something straight out of my own life, because let's be real, half the lessons I teach on this show come from the ridiculous, the chaotic, and occasionally catastrophic messes I survived, right? We all have those. Today, oh my goodness, today's story comes from a chapter of my life, my personal life, that shaped this brand new Texas supercell attitude y'all are witnessing live and unfiltered today. See, everyone once in a while, standing silent just isn't possible. And something happens in your past that doesn't just leave a memory, okay? It leaves a mark, a moment that pops back up years later and reminds you exactly who you were, who you are now, and who you refuse to stay. Okay, baby, this story right here today, it's one of those moments, a moment that built the backbone I'm walking with today, okay? A moment that taught me to stand 10 toes down even when the ground was shaking. And we all know it shakes, right? Settle in, lean in. Here we go. All right, I'm going to take y'all back to a day when my patience, my pride, and my common sense all walked out of the room at the same time. I know what you're thinking. Not you, B, right? No. Okay. I didn't think so. Y'all know me. Anyway, I must have been in, I guess it was my early 20s, back when I still believed in giving people too many chances. And I thought being nice was a personality trait instead of, a trap. But then I was still learning the difference between loyalty and stupidity. And honey, this day right here taught me fast. Okay. I was dealing with someone, not quite a boyfriend, not quite a friend, more like a walking red flag with a driver's license. Yeah, we'll sit with that. You know the type, okay? The one who only calls when it benefits them, who, treats your time like a total vending machine. Here's a quarter, come on. Who thinks your kindness comes from free refills? Me, I was still in my fix it, help it, save it era, okay? I thought if I just tried harder, they'd treat me better. One day, after bending over backwards for this person for the millionth time, I had finally had enough. They'd shown up late, made excuses, acted like I was lucky they even existed, and something inside me snapped, okay? It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, it was just done. A quiet kind of done that feels like peace, wearing brass knuckles. Y'all know that happens. I mean, and it's usually a sucker punch, and it's yours to absorb. Now, we were standing in a parking lot, okay? Hot Texas sun beating down on us, of course, because it's always hot here. I don't even remember what season it was, but it was hot. Me leaning on the hood of my barely running car. I was only 20. Them giving me the same tired speech. I think they recycled this one billions of times, and once a week at least. And right in the middle of their nonsense, I felt this wave of clarity hit me like a freight train. I remember thinking, this ain't it. This ain't love, and it's certainly not respect. And I'm sorry, it's not even enjoyable chaos anymore. So I cut them off mid-sentence and I said, look, I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to negotiate. I simply said, you don't get access to me anymore. They blinked at me like I had suddenly started speaking Latin, okay, Greek, something. They didn't they did that little laugh, that toxic people do when they realize the manipulation stopped working and didn't budge. I watched that face shift from shocked to annoyed to angry to nervous. Like 30 seconds, maybe. Because here's the truth, people always forget. When a nice person stops caring, that's scarier than any argument. I turned around, got in my car, cranked that dying engine like I was resurrecting it with, attitude alone, and drove off. Didn't answer the calls, didn't answer the text, did not look back. That day, that was the first time I realized I had a storm inside me. Not a drizzle, not a breeze, a full Texas supercell forming over the skyline of my life. And you know what? Learning that changed every single thing in my life. Because once I understood my own power, once I trusted my boundaries, and once I realized I didn't have to tolerate disrespect just to not be alone. Baby, that was the day B was born, I think. Not the polite version, not the keep the peace version, really. The real one. The one talking to you right now. The one who owns her voice, who will say no to and mean it to anybody if I have to. Not usually, but I try. The one who finally knows she is the weather event, not the aftermath. And that's why this story matters today. Because some of y'all are standing in the same parking lot I once stood in, giving chances to people who don't deserve your daylight. And today's show is your engine start moment. Y'all come on with me. Now, here's the segment. One of our favorites. My favorite, at least. And it's the bless your heart. So, all right, y'all. It's going to be a different flavor today. Just know that, okay? Now that we've revisited last week's circus and mentally prepared ourselves for today's encore performance, it's time for my favorite part of the show, the bless your heart moment. And let me tell you, I am more than ready for it today. I'm serious. Because before this show even started, I had to play dog bouncer once again. Yes. Look, I almost lost a finger again. I love my dogs that much. Let me just put it that way. I'm over here breaking up arguments, separating personalities, and negotiating peace treaties like, I'm the Secretary of Defense. Meanwhile, the dogs are acting like it's WrestleMania and I'm the halftime show. So, if my tone sounds a little sharper than usual, sorry. If my patience is on back order, still sorry. If my eyebrows are holding something up with hope and a prayer, they're not. Just know it's because I've already had a full day and it isn't even, it's just now noon, right? Bless my heart. But bless your heart is where we usually take a little breath, soften up, look at someone else's stress with some compassion. But baby, compassion might be on vacation today. We might be operating on sarcasm and survival instincts. But here's the beauty of this segment. No matter what kind of chaos you walked in with, no matter what kind of decision making your letter represents, this is where we slow down and say, "Oh, honey, bless your heart." And depending on the tone, that can mean sympathy, prayer, confusion, or baby, what are you thinking? And after the day I've had, I'm ready to bless somebody's heart. Yeah, hard, really hard. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Roll our shoulders back. Come on, reset your attitudes. I can't do it. At least pretend. That's what I'll do. And dive into a fresh batch of life choices that ain't mine for once. Thank God. And chat ready. Get ready, okay? Because the next letter, it's got bless your heart written all over it in glitter, highlighter, and bold print. And I'm telling you, I dressed this one up. Well, with glitter. Dear B, here we go. I'm writing back because, well, things didn't exactly go the way I thought they would after your advice. I tried. I really did. But I think I may have misinterpreted a few things. When you told me to communicate clearly and set boundaries, I thought that meant sending my boyfriend a long voice memo at 3 a.m. explaining why his energy felt off and why my intuition told me he was hiding something. That is not what I said. You know it. You know I didn't say that. Uh, that's, oh my gosh. He told me he was literally asleep, but whatever. No, not, I don't know, whatever. Then you said to take space and get your mind right. So I did. No, you didn't. I blocked him on everything for 6 whole hours. And when he didn't show up at my house asking where I went, I blocked him for 6 more hours. I was trying to commit what? Relationship unaliving? Now here's where things went sideways. No, baby, they already went sideways. Here's where things went sideways. Since he didn't chase me, I decided maybe he was hiding something after all. So I went through his mom's Facebook. Oh my goodness. Good things happen when you listen. Hi, Big Jack. Good things happen when you listen. When you don't interpret things a different way. Okay. 'Cause I thought I was clear. I really did. Hi, dog lover. Good to see you. Serious. So I went through his mom's Facebook, and long story short, I may have accidentally blocked her too. The woman did nothing but post casserole recipes, but it felt necessary in the moment. Oh my goodness gracious. Anyway, now his whole family thinks I'm mad at them. I would too. My boyfriend says he needs time to think. Well, you got the nice answer, didn't you? And my best friend says I need therapy. She's right. She's right. Go. Call now. But she's dramatic, so I'm ignoring her. That's exactly what you do not need to do, honey. B, I'm circling back because I need new advice. Am I the problem, or is everyone around me just not on my spiritual level? Sign, trying my best. Kinda. Wow. Okay, Big Jack, thank you. Wow. 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 I don't know what. You read a letter once and it's like, okay, yeah, I can get into this. And then you read it again and you're like, okay, yeah, that's a little more than I bargained for, but okay, we can do this. And then you read it for the third time and online live, and you're like, what did I just get myself into? This is a hot mess ready to explode. This is where my attitude comes today. I needed this. Let's take out a few aggressions here. All right, listen, sweetheart. Pull up a chair because Auntie B's about to give you the kind of truth that doesn't need a spoonful of sugar. It's going to go straight with a little burn on the way in, okay? And a little wisdom on the way out. First of all, bless your heart for thinking you are the problem. I don't know who lied to you, who raised you on diet, humility, and low sodium self-worth, but baby, you're not the issue here, okay? You're simply a woman walked into a room with her own sunshine and didn't realize half the people in that room were allergic to light. I'm trying here. Some folks say they like strong women the way people say they like spicy food. Okay. They swear they can handle it right up until you hand them the first jalapeno, and suddenly they're crying, sweating, hiccuping, reaching for milk, begging Jesus, and blaming you for ordering that pointed what they pointed to on the menu. Okay. Oh gosh, you got me going on this one, honey. See, the problem isn't that you're too much. Not entirely. The problem is there are too many people walking around pretending they're Michelin rated when they barely qualify as gas station nachos. Okay. They want the prestige of being with a woman who has fire, but not the responsibility of learning how not to burn themselves. You didn't scare anybody off, okay? You just turned the lights on, baby. Butter melts, plastic bends, only steel sticks around, and you haven't met enough steel to recognize the pattern yet. Let me explain something even deeper, okay? Because I promise you, this part right here is going to click when you finally start growing, really growing. Your spirit will get louder, okay? And not everyone is thrilled to hear it, but some folks like you better when you whisper. Some folks liked you better when you walked small. Some folks loved you when you didn't know your worth, because as long as you didn't know, they didn't have to treat you like you had any. But let me tell you something. This also comes with a little common sense here, okay? Now, maybe his reaction was kind of not what you were hoping for. I mean, you assumed and then you blocked him and his entire family, and that was a emotional roller coaster none of you all needed. Okay, come on. Now, you need to change things around just a little bit and go back to what I said. Because first, yes, those are the things that I said, but you took them completely out of context and went a totally different route. Okay? You need to talk to him. And when you're done talking to him, you need to apologize to his family, because, honey, you don't bring them into your mess. Come on. That's your mess. That's his mess. This is y'all's mess together, not family's mess. And you said it yourself. Mama was nice. So why in the world would you block her? I mean, what are you thinking? You're not. That's the problem. Stop. Take a breath. Stop reacting. How many times have I said it? I think I say it every show. You have to stop reacting like that. Okay? You're probably going to take this wrong, but I'm going to say it with love. Okay? You need to grow up a little bit, honey. Because the way you're acting is not like a 20-year-old. It's more like a 12-year-old. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know that sounds harsh, but let me tell you something first, okay? You're intelligent enough to know that what you did was a mistake before you did it. You're intelligent enough to know that what I said was taken in the wrong context, because it wasn't what made you happy and what made you right. Okay? I'm sorry. I know that's harsh, but it's true. You're going to have to start thinking it that way if you want to have a relationship with this person and keep it. Okay? Seriously. I mean, he didn't walk away. He said, I need some time to think. Honey, you just punched him and his whole family in the gut. Give the man some time to think. Okay? If he likes the person before this showed up, then you know what? He'll come back. He'll be willing to work through that problem. But if he doesn't, then sweetheart, it's not your fault. Okay? You just need to pick up and move on. Because if he can't like you in your good times and bad, then he's not worth it. Right? Look, you're going to have to go and tell him and his family that that was your mistake, that your mind got ahead of you, that you just had one of those days. And come on, we have those days all the time. I have those days all the time. But don't blame it on somebody else's advice, and don't look for new advice. Take the same advice and reread it or listen to it again and understand that you're on the right track. You're just in the wrong lane. Okay? I'm sorry if that offended. I don't mean to offend, but I'm going to stick by it. I don't sugarcoat here either. Okay? So, All right, y'all. Now that we've unclogged the emotional kitchen sink and mopped that bless your heart mess up, I think we better move on to the next section. Ta-da. Yeah, I can't talk today. Y'all, my finger must talk for me because it hurts right now. I almost lost another finger. Oh, I have all 10 fingers. I said that wrong. I'm done. All right, y'all. It's time to lace up our boots a little bit here. It's going to be a different road. We know that. It's gravel road. Grab the keys. Head on down to the dusty, bumpy, stretchy, and emotional highway I like to call the gravel road. And if you're new here, let me break it down real quick. The gravel road is not where we cry. It's not where we tell the truth. It's the kind of truth that sometimes feels like stepping on it where stepping. I'm sorry. I just heard my granddaughter was distraction. Okay. The kind of truth that sometimes feels like stepping on Legos barefoot in the dark, but you still got to walk because standing still sure isn't getting you home. Okay. Sorry, I just lost my whole train of thought with her. She's here again today and she was whining a little bit. It's that motherly thing. I want to jump up and go check on her. Okay. So the gravel road is where our excuses die and denials evaporate, and whatever fantasy world you've been holding in your head gets bulldozed by reality wearing steel-toed boots. It's not cute. It's not gentle, but it will free you. It's the part of the show where we just stop smoothing over people's feelings and start sweeping up the debris left behind by the choices, patterns, and nonsense that overstayed its welcome. Because, look, let's be honest. Every one of us has taken a scenic detour into Stubbornville, blown through a few red flags, and then wondered why our emotional transmissions kept slipping. Okay. So if you wrote in today thinking you were going to get a soft pillow for your bad decisions, baby, buckle up. This road does not have guardrails, but it does have clarity, and clarity is a hell of a lot better than comfort. Okay. If your heart's beating a little faster right now, that's good. That means you're awake. That means you're ready. That means the truth is walking up your driveway and you finally heard the gravel crunch underneath its feet. All right, deep breath, shoulders back, take an emotional earrings off if you need to, because whoever wrote this gravel road letter, maybe they did not take the smooth path here. Okay. Now, dear B, I think I finally hit the point where even I can't lie to myself anymore. So here I am writing back in. Pardon me. Last time I reached out, I told you all about my situationship. You remember the man who wasn't ready, needed time, had a lot going on, and everything other than Hallmark excuse you could knit a sweater out of. Well, surprise, nothing changed except me. I finally realized I'd been holding on like a bulldog with a dish rag, hoping that if I tugged long enough, he'd magically turn into the partner he was never trying to be. But here's where it gets really embarrassing. Every time I started to pull away, he'd come back with the bare minimum attention. The "Hey stranger" text and the 1 a.m. emoji. Then the "been thinking about you" nonsense, and I'd fall right back into the quicksand like someone who didn't learn a damn thing from the first 100 times. I'm sorry, I've got so much going on right now for some reason. One moment, please. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. I have to control the dogs or I'm going to lose a finger. All right, but here's where this gets really embarrassing. Every time I started to pull away, he'd come back with the bare minimum attention, the "Hey stranger" text, the 1 a.m. emoji, the Been thinking about you nonsense, and I'll fall right back into the quicksand like someone who didn't learn a damn thing from the first 100 times. Yeah. Now it's affecting my real life. I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating right. I'm checking my phone like it owes me rent. And I keep canceling plans in case he needs me. Darling, except for he rarely does. And when he does, it's never for anything real. I know I'm being played. I know I deserve better. I know this is a clown parade. I'm the one handing out balloons. And yet here I am back again, hoping for a different ending. B, why do I keep doing this? And how do I finally let go, not just in words, but for the real this time? Signed, Lost in My Own Damn Loop. Oh, honey, it's a good way to sign that one. Wow. All right, grab your seatbelt and maybe a snack, because we're about to take this entire gravel road together, okay? And I'm not slowing down for potholes or red flags, or even the emotional tumbleweeds blowing across your path, okay? You asked why you keep doing this to yourself. Baby, because you've been trying to build a whole relationship out of crumbs and convincing yourself it's a loaf. No, you've been living on the fumes of what almost happened, what could happen, what might happen once he gets himself together, right? Except he's not getting himself together. No, he's not getting himself out of bed unless his battery hits 2% and you're the only charger in range. Okay. Let's call this exactly what it is. You're not in a relationship with this man. You're in a relationship with your imagination of who he could be if he suddenly woke up tomorrow and became emotionally literate. Okay. He's not doing that. He's not. He's doing what he's always done. You said it yourself. He's giving you just enough attention to keep you from walking out the door. He's the dollar store of affection, okay? Cheap, convenient, always running out of stock. And baby, you have been shopping there like they sell diamonds. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you why this loop hits so hard, okay? Because every time you start moving on, he senses it. Don't ask me how. It's a radar. These emotionally unavailable people have a sixth sense. They can smell the healing like sharks smell blood in the water, okay? You take one step towards self-respect and boom, here comes the, hey, stranger. Am I wrong? No. Hey, you up? And of course, my favorite, I miss you. It's just the idea. That's all they miss is the idea. And thinking about you lately. Oh, God. Like he's auditioning for the role of someone who gives a damn, right? And you fall for it, not because you're weak. No, because you're human, right? And because he's feeding you the same low-calorie affection for so long that even the smallest breadcrumbs feel like a feast. Honey, crumbs are not a meal, and your heart is starving. Here's the part that stings, and I'm sorry. You've been choosing confusion over clarity because confusion at least gives you hope. Tell me I'm wrong. If he straightened up, if he straight up says, I don't want a relationship with you, you leave. But he doesn't say that. He gives you just enough to keep your emotional engine idling, right? He's not investing. He's leasing you month to month. No down payment, no commitment, no maintenance plan. And you keep renewing the contract because the cancellation fee is called loneliness and nobody likes paying that. But I want you to hear me clearly. Okay, please. That loneliness you're scared of is still better than the loneliness you feel sitting next to someone who won't choose you. Tell me I'm wrong. You're not losing a partner, you're losing a distraction. There's a huge difference. This man is not your great love story. He is the commercial break between who you were and who you are about to become. And you have been giving him Super Bowl airtime at 3 a.m. rates. Come on. You want to know why you're not sleeping? Because your spirit is tired of arguing with your brain. You know that's true. You've always known. He's not confusing. He's inconsistent. There's a difference. If a man wants you, you'll know. If he doesn't, you'll be confused. And baby, you've been confused for months. That is your answer. Okay? Let me break it down even harder. You're addicted to the possibility, not the person. You're committed to the potential, not the reality. And you're holding on to this idea, not the man. I keep saying it. It's not him. It's the idea of what you want him to be. And he's never going to be that. And that's why it hurts, because you're grieving something that never even existed outside of your imagination. That's harsh. I get it, but it's true. Tell me I'm wrong. Now let's talk about the loop, why you keep going back. Because every time you try to walk away, he tosses you an emotional ping like, hey, stranger, you treat it like a wedding proposal. Baby, stop. Stop. Stop being impressed by bare minimum effort. You're being a choice. Stop. You know, I miss you means nothing without I choose you. And he ain't choosing you. He chooses access to you. Nothing about that is you. Okay? It's just access. There's a big difference. He wants the privilege without the responsibility. He wants the benefits without the job. He wants the warmth without the fire. And you've been handing him the keys to a house he never plans to live in. So, how do you break the loop for real? You have to decide you're done with temporary men occupying permanent space in your life. You delete the thread, block the doorway, and stop letting him re-enter your life just because he remembered your name at 1 a.m. You choose yourself on purpose and loudly, unapologetically, and without leaving the door cracked for maybe. There's no maybes. The truth is this. It's not him you need to let go of. It's the version of you who kept settling for him. And that version of you has served her time. Pardon me. Now, dogs, sorry. So she kept you alive, but she didn't keep you fulfilled. Now it's time for the woman who knows her worth to take the wheel. Okay? The next time he hits you with, hey, stranger, I want you to feel your whole soul sit up and you say, I am not your convenience, your comfort zone, or your part-time entertainment. Okay? I am a whole damn upgrade you were never ready for. You want out of that loop? Stop letting him circle back. Perfect letter for today. Close the chapter. Walk the page. Put the book on the highest shelf and walk out of that library. Because, you know, you're not lost. You're not stuck. You're just standing in the wrong room waiting for a door that was never going to open. Now, come on. Let's get back on that gravel road because I can see the exit sign from here, baby. You are almost there. You have got this. I'm telling you. Oh, my goodness. Honey, I don't know who you are personally, but I want to tell you this right now. You got me. I will be your cheerleader because that's where you need to be. Get away from it. You are so much better than this. You are so much better than you give yourself credit for. And I want everybody to hear that and say it with me. Not for her, for yourself. You are so much better than you give yourself credit for. Say it again. You are so much better than you give yourself credit for. And don't you lose that. You take that with you today, please. Please. Because you know what? We are all human and we all need some kind of support system in some way or another. And yes, we all have to be our own support system first. And honey, you're almost there. You're that door is open. You're standing right in front of it and you've got this. And we are here to cheer you on, all of us. All right, y'all. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have to take a deep breath on this one. That's kind of crazy if you ask me. But before, we go ahead and slide on out of this, I want to take a minute and remind you exactly what's happening here at at BBTV, because this right here, this isn't just a live stream. This is a movement, a whole Texas-sized shakeup. And if you're watching this, congratulations, you're officially part of the B Storm. Now, listen, we've crossed 6,000 subscribers. We're pushing 1 million views. We're back in full monetization and memberships are open again. So please, y'all, hit that subscribe and definitely hit that join button. And don't forget to get over there and see my besties, my teammates in the Iron Sharpening Iron universe. We are all growing together and glowing together. Make sure that you see all of our shows. These are mine. There's also a ticker coming through that has all the email addresses if you'd like to be on any of the panels. We love you to be here, okay? Okay, but here's the part I want you to really hear right now, okay? This show, this voice, this momentum, it's ours. It's us. It's we. So if you've been watching quietly in the sidelines, today is your day to step in. Hit like, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't, turn on notifications. And if you want to support this storm, this universe, even deeper, join all of our memberships, because the more support we get, the more we can build out. Longer shows, bigger productions, more stories, more truth, more fire, more FAFO moments, more of the unapologetic be y'all said you love. And hey, don't keep all this good chaos to yourself. Share the stream. Tag a friend who needs some truth, okay? Because we all do. Send this episode to the one person who keeps going back to their own damn loop. You know exactly who I'm talking about. And y'all, this is BBTV, baby, home of the attitude adjustment, the temple of tough love, and the sanctuary of you gonna learn today, and the birthplace of the new B Storm. We're just getting started. And if you think today was spicy, woo, just wait for tomorrow, y'all. No, actually, tomorrow is, let me put it out there because this is Friday. Hey, blessed sister. Hi, Anthony, my time. Good to see you. Thank you for being here, everybody. Let me tell you, tomorrow is Saturday, isn't it? Let me check because I could be wrong. Yes, we are at Saturday. Saturday, we are not doing the noon show, okay? I want to put this out there. We are not doing the noon show on Saturday because it is moved to 8 p.m. We are taking the 3 Saturdays of the month that We Be Jammin' does not have, because we want y'all to have more music. So we're doing Jukebox Journey Saturday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, you guys, make sure you get over here with it, because, hey, I love my music history, and we all need a Jukebox Journey. This is BBTV. This is Ask a B, and this is the start of something bigger than any of us imagined. Stay bold, stay honest, stay you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.